Okay.
Okay.
So greetings, everyone, and welcome to our Monday night Zoom call. Want to welcome everybody and welcome Aquanetta. Aquanetta, did I say your name right?
Aquanetta.
Aquanetta, beautiful. Welcome.
Thank you.
And so we've got a nice group here tonight, and I just want to just brief disclaimer that we are here to talk about this amazing phototherapy patch technology, and we're here for educational purposes to really share with everybody how this technology works. We're not here to talk about diseases. We can talk about symptoms all day, but we're not here to talk about specific diseases. This therapy and this technology is not meant to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any specific disease. With that being said, I just want to open it up right now. Maybe we can just like go around the room really, really briefly and have everybody say hi so that we just kind of warm up the room. And I'm going to do a brief explanation about why we're here and what we're here to talk about. But I'm going to start in the top left-hand corner with Kijana. Just a quick hey, like 30 seconds. Everybody just boom.
Hey, my name's Kijana Payne. I've been utilizing this technology for the past 8 months. I'm from Alabama, and yeah, that's that's my
Awesome.
introduction.
Thanks, Kijana. Habiba.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I have been using the X39 for about 2 years now, going on 2 years now, and I have had remarkable results.
Where are you, Habiba? Where are you
I'm
calling from?
I'm in New York City right now.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm still in New York City.
Okay, and we're going to do the testimonials a little bit. We're just doing brief intros. And Ella?
Okay, so I'm Ella Mall and I live in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
And how long you been using
About
the
2 years.
Hmm?
I've been using the patches for 2 years.
Awesome. And Joyce?
Hi, I'm Joyce Jefferson, and I am in Virginia Beach, Virginia as well. And this is my 7th week of using
Awesome,
the patches.
awesome, awesome. And Deborah? You're muted, dear.
Deborah Jones from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, and I've been on the product, I believe. Some people said 2 years, I'm like, I've been around longer than that, so I think it's 3. Leumeria.
Awesome. And Dolores?
Hi, I'm Dolores Figures. I am in Charlotte, North Carolina. I have been on the patch for, well, I've been saying 2.5 years, but actually we're now in 25. And as of April 1st of this year, it will be 3 full years.
Awesome. Awesome.
We're
Annette and Michelle?
excited about that.
Hello. We are here in Cherryville, North Carolina, and we have been patching for close to 2 months.
Awesome. And I'm Leumeria, and I'm in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I have been using the patches for coming up in March. It will be, what did I say? It'll be 4 years. 4 years. 4 years. Wow. Coming up in March. So I want to welcome our guests, Aquanetta, Keela.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Aquanetta Hunter from Montgomery, Alabama, and I met Kijana at a conference last week, and I was so interested, about the product that I purchased some, and I've been using them now just for a couple days, and I feel a difference.
Yay.
Awesome. 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 And my dear friend that in Maryland, Teresa.
Yes, I'm Teresa Wyatt. Um, we've been friends for a while through a mutual friend, and I'm curious to find out how this works.
Awesome. And Keela?
Hello, everyone. My name is Keela Maxey. I was invited by Miss Ella Mall. I am not currently using the patches, but however, I have known about them for about 2 years now. And when I call her Aunt Ella, when she was sharing with me, I felt like that was confirmation. And so I'm happy to be here, but I must apologize. I'm still at work. I'm working a little bit over. I have a deadline, but I am listening in.
Okay, well, wonderful. Welcome, Keela.
Thank you.
And somebody 777007. Do we know who that is? D?
That's Miss Dolores.
It's Valores.
That's you?
Yeah.
Dolores? Oh, well, you got. Oh, okay.
No,
You know, the screen is shifting and never mind.
I
You
put
went
it off
off and
because
then, yeah,
I
okay.
am munching
Okay,
on
got it.
something that I've got to have right this moment.
All right. Okay.
So
So
I
what
want
we're
you
talking
all to
about
see
here,
me now.
everyone,
That's the one I'm
is
talking
this phototherapy patch technology. Some of you have been introduced to it. Some of you just kind of heard about it, and some of you have already started trying it. And then, you know, there's all of us who've been using it for a little bit to a little bit longer than others. This little patch here. Can you all see my screen? I think my screen is needs a little cleaning or something. Okay. Maybe that's a little better. I got my blur on, so it's looks a little milky in the background. Anyway, we're talking about this little patch. Ah, there we go. I can see myself better now. This little patch, this is called the X39 patch, and it is a patch that it uses phototherapy to activate a master peptide that your body naturally makes. That peptide is called ghk copper peptide. And this little patch doesn't have any peptides on it. It doesn't have any supplements. There's no drugs. There's no ingredients on here that's going into the skin. It works on light technology. So it has a crystal matrix. It has an organic um, matrix of organic crystals, is what I'm trying to say, that is made up of amino acids, sugars, salts, and what they do is they hold a particular frequency. So we're working with frequency, energy healing is what we're working with here with this technology. And it's activated by light. And guess what the light source is? The light source is you and me, because we have trillions of cells in our bodies that emit light. So and this is measurable, right? There are devices that can measure the low infrared light that's emitted by the trillions of cells that make up our bodies. And so when we put this patch on, and as you can see, I have one on here because I had a little bit of shoulder pain. I've been working with a private trainer, and my shoulder started kind of aching. So I started using a patch called the Ice Wave that really helps to move energy blocks. If you're having any kind of pain, it uses the poles, like two patches that kind of move energy between the poles. And so where that blockage is, it helps to move the pain. But the patch that is our primary patch is this little patch here called the X39 patch. And when I place this patch on my skin, it immediately, my body immediately sends a light wave to this patch, because we're emitting light all the time. We have we have a field of light that surrounds our body. So our bodies activate the light crystals in this patch, and they send a light wave back to the body that activates GHK copper peptide. Now, this peptide is known. You can look it up on PubMed, NIH, National Institute of Health, where all of the research is published of everything that has been tested and proven. And this GHK copper peptide is known to do some very miraculous things, including it calls up your body to make more of those stem cells that are responsible for healing and repairing whatever is wrong or whatever needs to be repaired in the body, regenerating, tissue and, and so on and so forth. So this little patch, from the moment that we place it on the skin, it begins to work. And it elevates our GHK copper peptide. And remember, GHK copper peptide, the body makes it. It's already something that our bodies produce. And our bodies have always produced this peptide. We came in the world with an abundance of this peptide. And just like we came in the world with an abundance of stem cells. And we all know that when we were young, we could heal really, really quickly. And, we could have all kind of falls and scrapes and even, break a bone, and you would heal a lot quicker than what you would today. And that's because we don't have those healing and repair cells, as many of those healing and repair cells that we once had when we were children. And so those cells are considered to be the cells that regenerate and rejuvenate the body. And so how do we reactivate and elevate those levels? Again, without having to get injections, because, you can go and get stem cell injections and you can try to, heal certain, joints and things like that. That's happening quite a bit now. And it may or may not work. It's very, very expensive, and not everyone can afford it. But this is all natural because it's working with light. It's affordable. You don't need a prescription. You need to go somewhere it's not difficult to get. It's accessible to all of us. And it works. It absolutely works. And it's 100% natural because it's activating what our bodies already make. This master peptide that is responsible for not only calling up the body to put more stem cells into circulation, but also to reset genes to a younger and healthier state. So this is really amazing. And it's simple. You put it on for 12 hours, you wear it for 12 hours, you take it off, you give your body a 12-hour break. Next day, you open up your package, you take out a new patch, and you place it on. Usually we place it right here at the C7, right behind the neck, which I actually have mine on right there. Or you can put it below the belly button, about 2 fingers below the belly button. And you wear it, for 12 hours, take it off, give your body a 12-hour break. And so tomorrow I'll put mine on about 7 in the morning. I'll take it off right about now. And then I'll put another one on tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'll take it off at 7 p.m. And that's my rhythm. And it's simple. And I drink plenty of water, keep myself well hydrated, eat sensibly, take good care of myself, and allow my body to do what it needs to do. And so, the body will start to address whatever needs to be addressed and whatever is maybe the most crucial thing in your body that needs to be addressed first. So sometimes we notice things right away. Sometimes we don't notice things right away. Sometimes, we start notice things a week or 2 later, something like that, Sometimes it might be a month or 2. It depends. Sometimes people are super intuitive and they feel changes in their body right away. Sometimes, people are not so super intuitive and it takes them a little while before they start noticing that there's something happening. but there's something happening immediately from the time that you start to wear this patch. And it works for just about everyone. There's nobody that is, not a good candidate for this therapy. There maybe are a couple of cautions if you're doing certain kinds of treatments, and we can talk about that if somebody wants to know more about that later. But essentially, this is a general wellness product for everyone. So I want to go around and have a few testimonials. I'd love to hear from the newer people first, and then right around 7:35 or so, let's get into some Q&A. How's that sound?
Great.
Sounds great.
Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll go. This is Aquanetta from Alabama.
Hey, Aquanetta.
Yes, I got the patch and I put it on Friday morning, this past Friday. And I don't know, it was just I had a sense of well-being, and I have some inflammation issues, and I noticed my body was not as achy, and I just felt like
Okay, I think Habiba was switching over. So okay, sorry about that.
All right. I felt a sense of I guess it has a chemical balance to it as well. I just felt a sense of well-being. I felt good, in a good mood, and I had energy. So so after wearing the patch for the 12 hours and just noticing how I felt, I didn't wake up feeling as achy in the morning. Like sometimes I wake up with my legs and feet hurting. I didn't feel that. And then so I put a patch on. I finally got the patches from yesterday, and I put one on this morning. And again, I felt good, and my body wasn't as achy, and I started just feeling energy. I wanted to, just I had I had a mild day at work. It wasn't very busy, and I felt so much energy that I wanted to move.
So this is your day one?
Day two.
Your day two. Awesome. So the first time you tried it, you just had like a patch or two to try?
Yes, I had one patch, just a sample.
And so
And I'm
after
like,
that, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm like, I felt good. And I said, I need this because, like I said, deal with inflammation, and I'm a person that likes to move. And just, I felt better. And I noticed that I didn't wake up with that soreness in my legs and feet and in my back. So the first patch I had, I put it in the main area where I have a lot of pain at, and I put it on my back, and I wore it there, and I noticed it just I didn't have all the soreness. And I'm like, so once I wore it for the 12 hours, I'm like, hey. And then as I decided to go ahead, and get the patches. And when it was wearing off, I could feel the soreness coming back in. I'm like, no, I felt good. I felt rejuvenated. And like I said, just a sense of well-being, and I prefer to do something holistic or natural than to take a bunch of drugs to try and ease pain. And a lot of times, I heard, but the doctors want to put you on so many different meds, and they have so many side effects. So you need something else. So, I try to be mindful of what I eat, and like you were saying, you got to do some effort taking care of your body. So I feel like if I feel this now, this soon, like just little things, that the longer I take it, the better I'm going to feel.
Wow, that's beautiful testimonial. And just getting started right out the gate. And
Mhm.
this is an example of what I was talking about, how everybody's different, and you'll hear some more testimonials about how, some people have immediate results like this. Some people don't notice anything immediate, but
Right.
over time you start to notice more, but you also will notice more and more with longer use. So this is not a one patch wonder kind of therapy, meaning you put one patch on and then that's it. You don't wear it again. It's a therapy. So we encourage you to try it for at least 90 days. And some people say you need to give it 1 month for every decade that you've been alive on the planet before you evaluate it, so that you can see, more of a full range of changes that's happening in your body. So thank you, Aquanetta. I can't wait to hear some more from you. Wow. Hang out with us. We're here every Monday.
Okay.
And who else? Who's next? Hey Joyce, you wanna share?
Oh, yeah, I think I'm going into my 7th week, so what, a little over a month now. I haven't had the experience Aquanetta has with instant results, but then I've probably been dealing with my issues because I do realize, it didn't take my body, it didn't get this way overnight. So it's a lot of times it's not going to correct itself overnight. But I have seen some changes, which are good as far as stamina and energy. And so I am going to continue to use them because I'm not going to give up on them yet. I'm going to use them because, like I said, I've only been at it about a month, a little over a month now. So, but I am going to continue to do it and continue to look every day. I get up expecting. And so when you expect, you receive. So I get up expecting to see, wow, so, and I'll let you know when it happens.
But you said you have noticed energy and stamina.
Yeah, I've noticed my energy levels are better and stamina. And so I have noticed. Yes. So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yep.
Thanks, Joyce.
Mhm.
How about Michelle and Annette?
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to say something about Miss Joyce right
Uh-huh.
quick. What I've noticed about you, Miss Joyce,
Uh-huh.
I remember when you first came on, your countenance is lightening up. You look brighter in your eyes. You look youthful. I just want to tell you, I can see a change in you. So
Oh,
I
Oh,
want you to
wow.
keep going. You look so much better and brighter in
I
your countenance. I'm serious. You look more youthful. So
So
I just wanted to give you a cheer and a rah-rah
That's
because
awesome.
you're looking so good.
Well,
I'm serious.
like
I
I
have a
said,
testimonial with Miss Joyce because I went to lunch with her not too long ago, just a few days ago, and I told you, I mean, you were just like I could clearly see the changes in you. You and I sat across the table, and I said to you, you look younger than
oh, a
when you
friend of
first
mine said the
started.
other day, she says your face is so bright. I was like, really? And,
Mhm.
You're glowing. You're
well,
glowing.
okay. But like I said, I had to laugh because I was like, what did I look like before? Oh my gosh.
But it's just those
I'm
subtle
just-
changes, It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
and it's things that we can't always see, but it's beautiful when
yeah.
other people point it out and tell you, I can see the difference in you.
Yeah, it is great. And that does make you feel good because like you said, I think you see yourself so much and so you don't really notice it
Yeah,
like somebody else
that's
would,
right.
So
Yeah,
thank
sometimes
you so
I think
much.
it's a good idea to take a picture when you start
Mm,
and then take another photo of yourself, some time later. It could be 30 days later, it could be 90 days later, it could be 6 months later. And then
hmm.
take your 1 year picture because all of you are on this for the long run. We're all on because this is age reversing technology. I didn't tell you all that. This is age reversing technology. When I said that it resets your genes to a younger and healthier state, that means your body is turning back the hands of time. Your body is growing younger and younger. That's the kind of technology that this is. So the longer you use it, the younger you get, you start to see the changes in you. So you want to be you want to do this for yourself, for the long haul, not just younger looking skin and looking more radiant, but just everything, inside and out, your organs, all the systems of your body. It's magnificent.
Well, thank you guys.
Welcome. So on to my piece.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, it's amazing. So my goal was to be out of pain so that I can get back to weightlifting and training, because I'm a massage therapist. This will be my 19th year. And I really could feel at the beginning or towards the middle of 2024 where I was not feeling myself. Okay. So the pain started. That's when I reached out to Valores, which I call Mama V. And I said, listen, I need to know about these patches. I need some. I need to try it. I'm hurting, and my arch of my left foot and my knee on my right leg, and I need to be getting back to weight training and lifting so I can stay healthy for myself and for my clients. Long story short, within the second day, the pain was gone out of my ankle and my knee. And what I've noticed since then is a myriad of things. But the main things, I've been sleeping at least 5 hours straight, where I used to wake up every 2 to 3 hours just with, insomnia or having to go to the bathroom. I've been noticing even after workouts, I'm not as sore. It's like the muscle recovery is going back to when I was in my 20s, and I'm about to be 53. Now, I know there's some members on here older than me, but I'm here to tell you, for me, that's a great turn back or evolution for me to be feeling so much more rejuvenated and able to recover. I'm also noticing wound recovering. Like, I'll get a wound or a scrape, and I'm recovering in half the time that I was before. And that's just with almost 2 months in on, and I do X39 and X49 for those that want to know. And then also I have been doing, if I need to, detoxing with glutathione. But I'm telling you, the X39 patch, starting with that's the way to go, guys. And I love y'all, and I'm so glad to be here.
Wow. Well, so glad you're here too.
Yes.
This is such a beautiful community. Wow.
I wanted to say something.
Yes, go ahead, Alcanetta.
She mentioned the sleep. That's what I did notice, that Friday to Saturday morning, my sleep felt so good, and I woke up just refreshed. I had really good sleep. So it really did a lot for me, just that first use. The sleep was just like almost euphoric.
Wow.
Just really good.
I know that's right. The sleep is everything. That's how we repair and truly recover from our day-to-day life, is through good, peaceful sleep. So that's amazing.
The sleep is everything. That's right. When you're getting the sleep, everything else starts to heal and repair. But if you're not getting the sleep, it's hard to heal and repair. So that's usually one of the first things that people report is sleep and energy. Those are two of the most common initial reports that people notice when they first start using this technology, which is so crucial. Yeah. Who else wants to? Anybody else? We've got time for one more testimonial, and then we'll open up to Q&A.
I could give a short testimonial.
Hey, Habiba, sure.
Yeah, I began to take the X39 a couple of years ago. Elda introduced me to it, and I wasn't in any pain. She just said it was something that could reverse age. So I said, okay, I'm all for that. Okay, I want to say maybe 3 months after I started taking it, I had a mild stroke, and the doctors were saying that even though I had the stroke, I didn't have any severe reactions to it. And when you are introduced to like a health challenge, like I didn't know what a stroke was, I didn't know what it could do, but I learned after that that it could be very, very devastating. And I come to believe that I dodged a bullet because I was taking the X39, and I didn't have any severe problems with it. And since that time, I have I want to say a heart device, like a little heart device was implanted, and each month they call me and say there's been no you know high or what I want to say,
Irregular heartbeat or anything?
irregular heartbeat. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. So I continue to take it. I believe it's doing me a good turn. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
definitely
I
continue.
remember when you had that stroke, and it was amazing because you're right. A lot of people, strokes can be very debilitating, and people end up with paralysis and speech impediment, and it can take years for a stroke, people who suffer from stroke to get back, to their lives. And some of them don't, right? Never fully recover. So
Right.
yeah, that's pretty phenomenal because even though that stroke took place, um, perhaps the X39 was protecting your brain by sending more brain cells there, and regenerating things, really, really quickly. So yeah, that's really phenomenal. Thanks.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, it's an example of it doesn't mean that something will never happen to you, but that, your body has what it needs to recover from things when they do. You've got more protection.
Yeah.
I would I would have never believed that you had a stroke. You're so bright and illuminated on the screen from me seeing you. And I have seen a number of people that have had that issue, some very severe and others very severe. And,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that we might say wasn't so severe, their bodies, you can tell the body is different and everything. I don't see anything that looks like that about you, but I want to say congratulations. And it
Thank
certainly
you.
makes me feel
Thank
like
you.
just really awe-inspiring, the miracles that I actually have the opportunity to see. And I want to say one thing about using the 39s. I don't think that I've said this before in this group, but I had fungus on my right toenail, the big toenail, and to the point where it looked kind of white underneath and like the nail was lifting up.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed a couple of weeks ago, that's all gone, and I can clip the nail easily and all of that. And I was not expecting that. And I guess that's why I wanted to mention it, is just pay attention to all of the changes that we are experiencing by doing this.
Yeah. It can be subtle things, like like I have one nail that has always had ridges, and it always splits down the middle for some reason, And it's been like that for years, and now it's healed, It's like I don't have any more ridges. It's not splitting anymore. I can grow the nail because I keep my nails kind of, filed down just because of that one nail, because it'll get but so long and then it'll have a split and it'll it always has to be filed down, but it just healed, and it's just like really it can be just very, very subtle things. Everybody knows about my teeth regenerating, my gums regenerating, and my bone regenerating. I had a lot of bone loss, and it was very subtle. I did not, at all know that my bones were regenerating. And this took place over months, many months. And it wasn't until, it was brought to my attention that, first of all, I had the bone loss. And then it wasn't until, many months later that I had it reevaluated a few times, only to find out that this bone was regenerating and it was improving, and it went from 10 pockets to like 5 pockets and 4 pockets, and now everything's like ones and twos. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So your body has the potential to generate, and this is what we're doing with this patch. We're activating the body's regenerative properties with light. Okay, so let's get into some Q&A. Michelle and Annette, is it a question that you want to share?
Yes.
All right, go for it.
So I have a couple of clients that have questions or concerns. So I'm relaying some questions through myself that they have. Two of them, I feel I know the answer, but I want to run it by you. So they started off feeling really great, say a day or two in, and then they noticed some changes, like their symptoms that they were having before. Symptoms, we're talking about symptoms, came back. And of course, they're feeling a little discouraged, but they haven't given it a full 30 days. And I feel it's possible that they're not drinking enough water, because I noticed, and I'm going to make, a statement along with this question. I've noticed when I don't drink enough water, I feel it, I feel tired, and I know what detox feels like. I feel like the detox or the toxins feel like they're dumping back into my system. So I feel tired, sluggish, etc. And so how do I encourage those that have only given it just a few days compared to myself, which I would recommend as a holistic practitioner, anyone do something 90 days before they throw it away, So what would you suggest I tell them to encourage them when they're having not necessarily setbacks, but regression, I guess it would be, in symptoms?
Yeah. Anybody experience that here? You got any input? Well, I know what it's like not to drink enough water. And 9 out of 10 times when, oops, I'm sorry. I lost you guys. Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's often water, because we know that a lot of people have issues drinking water. They don't particularly like the taste of water. A lot of, people in our society have a lot of sweet addiction. So they want water to taste like dessert. And if it doesn't taste like dessert, then they don't like the taste of it. They have to have something in it. It has to be, something sweet. And that's a sign of toxins in the body. And so I would first check with them to find out, what is the water consumption, and are they dehydrated and are they dealing with toxins? Because toxins, once the toxins are being released into the system, like you said, you can feel really tired. You can feel lethargic. You can even feel nauseated, you know, if you've got toxins, because this little patch is a detoxifier. You know, this when we start using this technology, the first thing that your body wants to do is get rid of the toxins because your body wants to be, it's elevating its level of health and well-being. And so it can't have a high level of health. It can't heal and it can't recover and rejuvenate if it's full of toxins. So the first thing is going to happen a lot of times when you put this patch on is detoxification. And so people experience different things. Headache, that's a sign of detoxification, and so if those are the things that's happening, I would have a conversation with them about detoxing, and so that they're prepared for it. And I'm saying this for all of you also because if you feel those kind of symptoms, then check your water intake and check and see how much you're consuming. Minimum 2 liters a day, minimum. If you're not there, get your water up, cut back on maybe, because a lot of times when we think we're hungry, we're really thirsty and we give ourselves food instead of giving ourselves water. So go to the liquids first, go to water first, get up in the morning before you eat something, have water. Hydrate your body. That should be the first thing before you do anything else in the morning. You eliminate, and have yourself some water, just, whatever you need to do for, refreshing yourself. But before you get into anything else, hydrate the body and keep the body hydrated all day long. And if you do that, and you eat good, fresh foods and plenty of fruits, plenty of vegetables, then you'll move through that detox period much swifter. But it's probably water. And so I would have a consultation, like just kind of do an intake with them and see, what their intake is like, what their water intake is like, what their diet is like, I mean, you as a practitioner can look at all that with them and then help to, get them back on track or get them on track with maybe where they're not hydrating enough, or maybe they're consuming certain things that's causing a detox reaction, something like that. Anybody else want to share something on that?
I was going to say too, sometimes I have found that natural methods don't work as quickly as a pill. You know what I mean? I've heard some people say they had instant results. But again, like I said, when talking about myself, from the years of working, sitting in front of a computer, leaning forward, neck not in a good position, years of that is not going to change overnight. For some people, it might, but in most cases, it probably won't. And so when we start using something that's natural, that because the natural thing to me is getting to the root of the problem. A pill simply masquerades the problem. It just covers up the problem, but it never gets to the root. And so sometimes you'll get instantaneous not healing, but relief with a pill, but I think what we're doing with this, as I study it and read about it, that it's really retraining the body and retraining the mind, because our minds, our subconscious minds and all of that, has an effect on what goes on in our bodies, what we're thinking and all of that kind of stuff. So I think sometimes when we look at it from that perspective, I know it helps me a lot. And I have to remember, like essential oils, for example, they are great herbs for different things. They're essential oils that will help your body, but they don't work overnight. It takes time because they're really getting to the root of what's going on. And like the light therapy is really retraining our body to do what it was designed to do. So
Wow.
that's how I look at it from that perspective.
I love that explanation, Miss Joyce.
I like it. I love that explanation too. And I love how you said retraining, because there is something that's talked about more and more about like retracing, right? This term retracing, and when people start using this technology, sometimes traumas from the past or injuries from the past that aren't really completely healed, but you really haven't maybe necessarily paid much attention to it, can those symptoms can resurface, and they call it retracing. And you just keep going, you just move through it. It's like you just have to go through the fire and keep going. You don't want to stop in the middle of the fire, while you want to go through it, and don't, and just, I would just encourage them to keep going. It's okay. Because one of the things that we often hear is if you experience something, that means it's working. If something, it might be something that doesn't feel good or something that does feel good, but either way, it's a sign that it's working. A detox symptom doesn't feel good. It's not pleasant, but it's a sign that it's working. So it's not always going to be good at first. Maybe sometimes people start using the patch and these old pains pop up. That's the whole retracing thing. Some old pain from the past, it's working. It's working. It's a sign that it's working. Just keep doing it.
I like to talk about it in terms of, well, a lot of people that come to me, I've met in circumstances where maybe from a spiritual center or some other holistic alternative point of view, in part a lot because I do so much energy work. And I learned a long time ago that sometimes some people, because we are all unique, that some of the first things that come up are what we call a healing crisis. And if we just stick with that a moment, and a moment literally can be a moment, it can be a day, it can be a week or whatever, but we will move through that crisis, that opportunity to rebuild ourselves. And sometimes things that have been hidden in our bodies for a very long time will surface, even if it's only briefly. And I find that talking with people about that in that way does actually help them understand, because they'll resonate with the truth of the resurfacing, retracing healing crisis that they're actually experiencing.
Yeah, exactly. Healing crisis, and yeah, meaning just, you're healing, but it feels like a crisis. It's not. I think she popped out, Kijana. So yeah, we all go through those things, and it's a sign that things are being pushed up to the surface, and so that's the sign to keep going.
Because I tell you, I would rather try this method, because I tell you personally, when I look at TV, when I do look at TV, and the only advertisements you see usually is about some kind of medicine. And And I cringe when I hear take this, it'll do this. However, you can have a heart attack, or you could have a brain aneurysm, and I'm just like cringing, and I'm like, okay, I'll take it, but I could have all these other things, and I'm sure the chances of that happening is not great, but I'd rather try something that's natural. And I always try to tell people, well, I don't know what's in it. I don't know what's in that pill I'm taking either, but I take it. So, if that's where it comes the part where you have to research things and study things and learn about it. And like you said, do what we need to do with the patches as well, make sure we're eating right to the best of our ability, and doing what we need to do to help our body do what it needs to do. So,
Yeah, awesome. Great input on that. Does that help, Michelle and Annette?
Yes.
Great.
Yes. I pretty much had an ideal, but I did want to kind of run it by those that have been in it longer than we have. I had an ideal that, and plus this one client just went on a cruise. I know what was up with that, you know. They probably went way off what they probably would have been doing if they'd been at home, right? And so, yeah, I do. The things you recommended, I had intuitively felt that I needed to recommend to them. And so I did. So I kind of already had a preemptive strike on counseling them on, being sure they've had plenty of water. And one of the clients, I told him, listen, you've barely had 30 days in, and I really would recommend you do it for 90 days to really see more of a change. She did initially see, her eyesight improve and her circulation in her legs improve, but now she says it's back to the same thing, but she just came off a cruise. I know good and well she was on that cruise living it up. You know what I mean?
lot of inflammation that came back in, huh?
A lot of, indulgence, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Inflammatory foods and things. Yeah. But that's a really good point, to drive home, is that, just really giving it time, 90 days minimum is what we recommend that you do. 90 days minimum. We don't, just be patient, because many of us on this call, have been on this planet for decades, and we have a lot of living, that we've done in these bodies. So, be patient. 30 days is nothing. 1 year is not a lot to ask when you're talking about, reversing the signs of aging that's happening in your body, healing and repairing and restoring your body. Yes, it's a small ask, and it's a small investment, and the benefits are tremendous. Keela, do you have any questions, or Aquanetta, any questions? Teresa, any questions?
No, I'm just listening. I'm agreeing with everything. Everything sounds good.
Great.
Miss Leumeria?
Yeah.
I would like to just thank Habiba for coming on tonight, because she and I worked together here in Virginia Beach for many, many years before she moved away. And when she had, it was some months after she had the stroke, and we were talking, and she was sharing probably a lot more than she shared on the phone tonight. And it dawned on me, a little light bulb went off in my head, because we had been using the patches, and we had talked about the patches, and I shared with her. I said, Habiba, think about this. I said, do you know that could have been much worse? And she said that when she was talking a few minutes ago. But I said, you had been on the stem cell patches. Look how long you had been on the patches before. I said, girl, that probably helped. And then tonight she brought that up. So I wanted to thank her for coming and sharing that information because we hadn't talked about it in quite a while. But she's traveling and doing stuff all over the place. I mean,
and you look good, Habiba. We haven't seen you in a while. You look good. You look good. And I remember the story about that high pressure job that you were on, and because you and I talked, and you told me how stressed out it had you, and I remember that what those, how you described those days. So, it's phenomenal how you move through that, and it's an example of how, when you just really stick with this technology, you use these patches, every day. It's such a simple thing just to put on a light therapy patch, and let your body activate these master peptides that it naturally activates, and see over time what it's doing for you. And it's your body that's doing it. That's the beautiful thing. It's your body. The patch is acting as sort of like an activator, right? For what your body already, knows how to do, and has been doing for years. But these processes have declined. These peptides have declined. All these stem cells that we once have declined. They've gone dormant. They've aged. And when we use the X39 patch, what happens is these older stem cells start to behave like younger stem cells, and they start to put more of these stem cells into circulation. And I think many of us, have done some kind of research or know a little bit about the importance of stem cells and how essential they are, because our bodies started off as stem cells and became, a human being. And so these are the master cells. These are the magic cells. And these peptide, the ghk copper peptide, is the regulator of these cells. So, make sure that you get back with the person that invited you and just get started. You can do all your research and stuff as you're using them, but the real research is what's happening with your body. What do you activate? What's being activated in your body? Get with the person that invited you. Get yourself signed up for, an auto ship. It's $99 a month. This our wholesale price is available to all customers. We have business opportunities for anybody who's interested in who's doing it, knows that it works and is interested in residual income. It's a phenomenal company. And we stand by our product 100%. You got to be the one to put it to the test and find out, what's going to happen when you use. This is zero side effects because there's nothing on this patch that's going into the body. It's just light. Teresa.
Yeah.
You wanted to say something, dear?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Well, Teresa and I are going to get together tonight. And if you need to restart, and I know Keela's going to get together with Ella, and just get on board, because we're here to live our best lives. Here's the thing, right? We're here to live our best lives. We're here to look better, live longer, have a great life, be prosperous. We're here for all of that. We're not here to be looking down the road at nursing homes and figuring out who's going to take care of us. That's not what we're here for. We're here to live our best lives. We're not trying, to plan for old age. we're here at reversing, we're age reversing. And this is all backed by science, by the way. It's all backed by science. And I invite you to look up the science. You can go to PubMed and read about GHK copper peptide. You can even go to PubMed and read about our very first patch, the energy enhancer. And when research shows up on PubMed, then that means that what you're doing is proven. So we have our very first product, the energy enhancer, which was tested by Stanford University, and they tested it on the Stanford swim team. And, they had phenomenal results. So, we know that this science works. We know that this technology works, and it works, phenomenally in whatever way your body needs it to. So, is there anything else anybody wants to share or ask? Or
I had a question. A couple of my friends were not able to get on, but since you recorded it, I just send them the link and then they will hear what we discussed.
yes, I will upload the link. Matter of fact, let me stop the record because we are at the 8:03. So yeah, I'll share the link to the recording. And are you all on the Telegram group? If you're in the Telegram group, then it'll be posted there. If not, I'll put it in the text thread. And
Okay.
I don't know. I hope you're in the text thread, Habib. We need to have you in the text thread. So anyway, I'm going to stop the recording.
All right.